Good morning, and welcome to Emerson Unitarian Universalist Congregation. It is so good to be together with you here in person and online. My name is Jeffrey Jacoby, and I'm today's worship associate. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your life journey, you are welcome here. Whomever you love, wherever you were born, whatever language you speak, you are welcome here. Whatever your skin color, whatever your class background, whatever your range of abilities, you are welcome here. We are so glad that you chose our congregation as your place of worship this morning. We come together for worship in order to slow down and listen for the callings of our hearts, our spirits. We come together for worship so that we can be reminded of our highest aspirations and continue to transform ourselves into our best selves. If you are joining us for the first time this morning in person or online, a special welcome to you. We're very glad you're here. For everyone here in person, you are invited to join us for social time following the service for light refreshments in our fellowship halls. One is downstairs, right behind the sanctuary, down this hall, and you can get there down that hallway. The other is our family-friendly fellowship and snacks is upstairs in room 214. You can reach it by the back stairs or the elevator. It's slow, but it gets you there. After fellowship time at 11:25, please join us for religious exploration for all ages and small group activities as listed on the back of your order of service you got as you came in. Welcome. And now we pause to light our chalice as a symbol of our shared Unitarian Universalism faith. Asa Smith will light the chalice today. Thank you, Asa. Each of us, by our work here, contributes to a movement of love. May love hold and heal those who need to be held and healed. May love guide more and more people every day. We light our chalice this morning knowing that we are blessed to be in the business of growing love. May our work together bless the world. Thank you, Asa. And now, in the spirit of love in the beloved community, let's greet and welcome each other to this new day as we share our congregational affirmation, we need not think alike to love alike. Those in the sanctuary, please feel free to move around, offer greetings, and for those online, please use the chat to introduce yourself and say hello. Good morning, everyone.
It is so good to hear the hubbub of conversation, and I hope to have that continue in our fellowship hall behind us and upstairs. I am Reverend Christina Branum-Martin. It is so good to be with you today, and I have some opening words from a colleague, Sharon Wiley. It is okay to be tired of change. It is okay to be tired of everything different. Okay to feel weary of resiliency and wholeness and learning and growth. And okay to simply yearn for rest. It is okay to be grouchy and unsatisfied and all the ordinary human ways of being that we are. Let this morning together here be a reminder that you are loved, that our time together soothe what is restless in you. May you be comforted in knowing that whatever you are feeling today and other days, you are not alone. You are never alone. Come, let us worship together. We're going to sing around, I understand, right? And you're going to tell us how? All right. And say that when you're ready.
When you're ready, please rise in body and spirit to join us with this round. How did I do?
Good job.
Okay, guys, I'm not going to tell you who you are this morning. It's a two-part round. You're either one or two. Only you know. So we're going to all sing through it twice, and it's a lot like Row, Row, Row Your Boat. So rise up, oh flame, rise up. We'll give you cues. If you're a one, you're with Mary and Jeffrey. If you're a two, you're with Dominic and Ann. So follow their lead, and let's really feel it.
And I'll say that those who are at home are threes. And they can just join in whenever they want.
Oh, I want to be a three.
That means you just finish whatever one you're on, and we tidy it all up. But we're going to go for a second. 1, 2.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, show to us joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, show to us beauty. Rise up, O flame, rise up, O flame, show to us beauty, show to us beauty. Rise up, O flame, rise up, O flame, show to us beauty, vision and joy, vision and joy.
Thank you. I forgot my book. Asa, would you help me with the stones today? We pause every week to share the things that are the matters of our heart. For this morning's ritual, we have stones. They are smooth and they are heavy. They are indicative of the things that are weighing us down and also the joys that give us smoothness to our life. We have a book that's in the back of the sanctuary, and when you come in, you are invited to put what is going on in your life in the book. And sometimes during the week, for those who are online or want to make sure that something is announced, you can email it to pastoralcare@emersonuu.org. Each week, we put 3 stones to begin. The first is in honor of the Cherokee and the Muskogee nations of the indigenous people who lived on this land before us. The second is in memory of those who were wrongly enslaved and labored on this land. And the third is for all those hurting in current conflicts across our globe. We have quite a few things to share from the community. I'll start first with a concern from Star Ashburn. I got in a car accident last Saturday. I and the other driver are okay. I don't think the car is, I heard. Please send us good vibes. Jeremy Brockhouse is dealing with the sadness of marital problems, is in a process of being separated, and asks for prayer to support and hopefully restore his marriage. March Price let us know that she is hospitalized as of today, hopefully to be home soon. She asked for healing thoughts and prayers to feel better and to go home as soon as possible. We've got a Joy. Oh, you can add some stones for each one I'm saying. Maybe you could catch up. I gave a few. Yeah, no problem. Good job. Karen Pichette shares that our hearts are overflowing with joy as we share the news that our little granddaughter, Rosie Margaret Hernandez, was born on September 3rd. She, Mom, and Dad, and Big Brother Benny are all doing great and are home enjoying their first few days together. That's wonderful. I've got a really big joy. You can put a big stone in for this one. Claude and Naboke Fravian are grateful to the whole Emerson family, blessing us with so much support and love as we grow in relationship. Thank you for hosting our beautiful wedding. Emerson is forever in a part of our love story. That's sweet. Bellamy Bodiford has something really big to share. Bellamy is moving to Denver, Colorado with their partner in mid-October and is really excited for this new change and opportunity. And Jai Fambro says, I went to homecoming for the first time. Yay. And C. Fambro shares that my sister is healing from a fall in which she hit her face, strained her jaw, along with other injuries. Ouch. My. I will share that I got my shingles shot last night or yesterday, and I even posted on Facebook that I was not feeling so well last night, so I am joyfully here and feeling better. Yay, vaccines. Thank you. Let us close in thankful awareness with the Buddhist prayer of loving kindness. And we will share these words when they come up on the screen. May we all be filled with loving kindness. May we all be free from harm and suffering. May we all be well in body, heart, and mind. May we all be at peace. Blessed be.
Unitarian Universalism is a faith often referred to as one of deeds, not creeds. How we show up in the world is how we live our faith. One way we seek to do that is by partnering with other organizations who work to bring love, kindness, and justice to the world. During the month of September, we are supporting Cobb County Democracy Center. The Cobb County Democracy Center, a nonpartisan nonprofit organization, is our September partner for Share the Basket. They offer town halls, virtual info sessions, and focus groups to help citizen leaders and community members navigate state and local government, engage with elected officials, government agencies, public commissions, and boards. The Cobb County Democracy Center serves as a hub for community forums and educational opportunities on a variety of important issues. They educate on current legislation and provide policy advocacy opportunities on issues that affect ordinary people, such as affordable housing, redistricting, voting rights protection, access to medical and mental health care, access to reproductive health care, public safety, access to quality education, and issues surrounding food insecurity. And of course, they help people to register and encourage folks to get out and vote. For those in the sanctuary, as the basket is passed, please feel free to offer a donation or see in your order of service other ways to give. For those online, go to emersonuu.org and select the Giving tab to donate. All donations, unless otherwise specified, are shared equally between Emerson and our partner organization. Your generosity is greatly appreciated.
Good morning. Can I have the young and the young at heart come sit up here? We have a very special storyteller today. Come join me up here. Yeah, so we can see.
I'll just stand up while you talk.
Our special storyteller today is Clark Thomas, one of our very own, right? All right, here you go.
All right, so you can see I have stones and a jar. What am I going to do with them?
Speak really close to your mouth.
What am I going to do with them? No guesses? All right, I'm going to tell a story with them. Oh. I will, but first I'm going to tell a story with them. So one day there was a class, and the teacher was absent. But instead of getting a normal sub, they subbed in a philosopher. And the philosopher brought a glass, some sand, some pebbles, some rocks, and water. And he started off with the rocks. And he took one, and he put it in. And he kept putting them in until they reached the top. And then he asked the class, "Is this jar full?" They all replied yes. But then he took out some pebbles. And he put them in the jar.
It's going to take a minute. Almost done.
And then he asked the class again, "Is this jar full?" Some of them, catching on, said, no, but most still said yes. So he pulled out some sand and he put it in the jar. And then again, he asked the class, is this jar full? And now even the students who had caught on said, well, there's absolutely no space left. The sand filled in all the cracks that the pebbles had left, and the pebbles had already filled in all the cracks that the rocks had left. And then he pulled out some water. And he poured it into the jar. And said, now this jar is full. At the beginning, you thought that the jar was full because the rocks had already reached the top. But then I pulled out the pebbles and then the sand and then the water. The rocks are the things like your house, your car, things that they're important, but you can do without. And then the pebbles represent the things like everyday work tasks, like getting up, eating breakfast, going to school, things like that. And then the sand is things that you like hobbies. And then there's things, the water represents things like church, like tea with a friend, those things that when everything else is filled up, you still have time for, whether you realize it or not. So you must focus on having balance. If I had put the water in first, it would have filled it up and I wouldn't have had space for the stones. It would have overflowed. But you have to fill it up right.
Awesome.
Clark, that was great. And what a great lesson for all of us. Thank you. Very good. All right. Before we stand to sing our song of dedication, I just want to make sure that everybody understands that the words to the song are on the back of your program, so you can sing along with us. And also, anyone who is 7 years old and younger can go to the nursery when we're done with the song. Okay, I'll meet you in the back.
We have something special we want to acknowledge today. In our religious community, to serve is the highest expression of commitment and love, and to be asked to lead is the highest honor. So this morning, the members of the Emerson Congregation's board is coming forth to be honored. And we have a slide for those who are on the board. And if you are here, I invite you to come forward. There were a few people that were out of town, but I wanted to make sure that those who were here could come. Right there. Right there. The relationship between a congregation and board is one of deep respect and mutual regard. You, as a congregation, have asked them to take on their work, their sharing of ideas and concerns in love, and to offer them trust as they fulfill their office faithfully. The work of this congregation and the things that fill those board meetings endlessly is the work of the people. It is the work of this congregation. It is the work of building the world of which we dream for. It may not seem that poring over budget sheets and hours spent in meetings where small details are hashed out may manifest in shared laughter or even frustration from time to time. It may not seem that this is sacred work, but it is. For it is in pursuit of building up this place and creating beloved community. Service done faithfully in love is the work of justice and community building, and this is what we have asked you to do this morning. And to do so, they need your trust and support. So I ask you, as the members of Emerson UU congregation, will you offer your love and trust to your board, responding when they seek your input, showing up when they tell you they need work that needs to be shared, and listening carefully when they speak of the life of this congregation? And if so, please say joyfully, "We will." We will. And for you, the members of the board, will you be diligent and faithful in your work? Bring your best selves. Practice self-care and open-heartedness. Tend to the details of this work, and always keep the goal of beloved community in front of you as you serve. And if so, please say, "We will." Thank you, and may the spirit of love guide you in the coming year. May the spirit of joy infuse the work you engage, and may your service bless not only this congregation, but the world itself. Thank you. The theme of today's service is resilience and change. Change is ever present, and so as my husband tells my children all the time to their dismay, it is not what the world gives you sometimes, but how you respond to it. Resiliency is something that we practice and we learn and we work towards. And so I've chosen a video today that is about resiliency, that is interesting and beautiful, and I would like to share it with you now. It is from Rising Appalachia, called Resilient.
I am resilient, I trust the movement, I negate the chaos, uplift the negative. I'll show up at the table again and again and again. I'll close my mouth and learn to listen. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. 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 These times are poignant, the winds have shifted. It's all we can do to stay uplifted. Pipelines through backyards, wolves howling out front. Yeah, I got my crew, but truth is what I want. Realigned and on point, power to the peaceful, prayers us to the waters, women at the center, all vessels open to give and receive. Let's see the system brought down to its knees. Whoa, 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 ooh, 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 whoa, 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 ooh, 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 I'm made of thunder, I'm made of lightning, I'm made of dirt, yeah, made of the fine things. My father taught me that I'm a speck of dust and this world was made for me. So let's go and try our luck, say I've got my roots down, 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 down deep. I've got my roots down, 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 down deep. I've got my roots down, down, down deep. I've got my roots down, down, down deep. So what are we doing here? What has been done? What are you gonna do about it when the world comes undone? My voice feels tiny, and I'm sure so does yours. Put us all together, make a mighty I am resilient, I trust the movement, I negate the chaos, uplift the negative. I'll show up at the table again and again and again. I'll close my mouth and learn to listen.
Sometimes when I'm having a bad day and I just don't really know how to deal with things, I turn on that song and I sing really loud as I drive in the car. So if you ever see me driving in singing, it might be the song I've got on the radio. Some of you who grew up Methodist might know the name John Wesley. He was an Anglican priest and the founder of Methodism, and he was known to ask participants in small reflection groups, "How is it with your soul?" My response to that question lately has been a little stark, because my soul has not been at peace in the way that I would want it to be. For me, the more life feels out of my control, the more I have been seeking ways to find a semblance of peace and control in the chaos. A close friend of mine is sick, another lost their job at the CDC, and someone I know is really hurting. I am afraid of the pace of the loss of democracy in our country. Another school shooting happened, and the list goes on and on. I know that I am seeking more control in my life because things are difficult and unpredictable. And it seems like the pace of that is more sped up. So I've noticed myself seeking small little means of control. I started organizing my closets. I kind of want the kitchen to be clean all the time, even in the midst of cooking and cleaning and dishes and children and family. And I know that as I see my children go out into the world every day, I just want to hold them closer so I can protect them from all the things that could or maybe happen. I know I am grasping at straws because I feel like things are not stable. And I know that this emotional reaction is not sustainable because I can feel the anxiety in my body. So I have been asking myself those hard questions. When things are so difficult, when it all feels so helpless, what can sustain me? Where can I find hope? And as a Unitarian Universalist, where do I turn to for solace and guidance and direction? Our faith teaches us that we can turn to the various world religions and traditions and poetry and music and dance to inspire us in many, many ways for our spiritual lives. So I've been working on my own spiritual life, and I know that I am grounded first by remembering that I am never alone. I am a part of a community here and in the wider faith of Unitarian Universalism that is literally life-giving. Not just for people on the margins or for someone who is losing their health care or fighting for their right to be in this country. It is a life-giving faith because it saves me too every day. My faith teaches me that there is a universal love that has always and will always hold me. And I know that I turn to the teachings of Buddhism to strengthen my own spiritual practice. Years ago, Buddhism helped me in a difficult time, and I had a book on the bookshelf that I got in 1998, written by Pema Chodron, an American Buddhist nun. And her book was titled, When Things Fall Apart, Heart Advice for Difficult Times. Well, I went to get the book off the shelf, and I had underlined things, I had put things in the margin, I had even highlighted a few passages. But clearly, over the years, I had forgotten even my own work. Because when I read the words that I had underlined or highlighted, I didn't remember them, and I knew that I needed them now. The guidance in this book is that when things fall apart, when we are overcome by fear and anxiety and pain, the answer might be opposite to what you would expect. That moving toward painful situations and becoming intimate with them can open up our hearts in ways that we never imagined. Chodron draws from traditional Buddhist wisdom for tools to transform our understanding and acceptance of suffering and negative patterns into ease and to help us find ways to seek joy again in our daily lives. Even the title of the book itself is informative. She didn't title it, If Things Fall Apart. She titled it, When Things Fall Apart. She says that in Buddhism, we are not striving to make the pain go away or to become a better person. In fact, we are focusing on giving up control altogether and letting concepts and ideals fall apart. This starts, she says, with realizing that whatever occurs is neither the beginning nor the end. It is a normal human experience that happens to everyday people and has from the beginning of time. That did kind of help me to be reminded that the pain I'm feeling is shared by others and has always been a part of the human experience. Things falling apart, she says, is a kind of testing, and it's also a kind of healing. We may think that the point is to pass the test or to overcome the problem, but the truth is that things really never get solved. They come together, they fall apart. They come together again, they fall apart. It's just like that. She says the healing comes for letting room for all this to happen and to make room for grief and relief and misery and joy. Thich Nhat Hanh, another Buddhist teacher, is a person who I have many books by on my bookshelf. A friend of mine, when she was retiring from ministry, gave me all of her books by Thich Nhat Hanh, and I have over 20. So if anyone wants to borrow some, let me know. Thich Nhat Hanh writes much about the practice of mindfulness. And mindfulness for me connects me back to the present moment, to what I'm feeling in my body. And sometimes when I'm feeling really anxious and I'm in the midst of walking towards that closet to organize, I stop and I say, no, I need to take a breath. I need to feel my hands pressing into each other. I need to feel my shoulders tight and then relax. And I'm reminded that this body, this vessel, carries me each day into relationship with the world and with you and with myself. The teachings of mindfulness literally connect me back to the earth itself. So in these chaotic times, I also take solace in nature. Nature teaches me in such small, beautiful ways that if only I open my eyes to the wonder and the beauty that is around me, I might see things that I had overlooked. I know that in my early 20s, when I first went through a period of a depression, before getting help for that and understanding how that impacted my life, I remember going through a period of healing with therapy, with meditation, with medication, with understanding my own body and my own response to things. There was a day I remember I came out, and it was as if the sky lit up with color again, and I realized that it had been a while since I had noticed it. The color was always there. The difference is that I needed to see it. This week, I saw a cocoon hanging off a plant, and I was reminded of something really magical. Did you know that the digestive enzymes of a caterpillar, when in the form of a pupa inside the cocoon, literally goes crazy, it seems, and digests the entire caterpillar? Did you know that? The caterpillar's body becomes a slimy, formless goo. And what was once a caterpillar was a puddle of ooze. But with guidance from nature itself, that process of that goo turning into what would become a butterfly takes the material itself and transforms the caterpillar into beauty. When I saw that cocoon and knew what was happening inside, I was reminded of this, and I thought, okay, maybe that's what's happening to me now too. When Pema Chodron suggests that when we protect ourselves so we won't feel pain, that protection becomes like armor, and that armor imprisons the softness of the heart. She reminds me that to stay with shakiness, to stay with a broken heart and a rumbling stomach and the feelings of hopelessness and maybe sometimes wanting to get revenge, that this is the path to true awakening. It doesn't feel like it, though, does it? But sticking with that uncertainty, getting the knack of relaxing my shoulders, of breathing again, of returning back to my body in the midst of chaos, and learning not to panic is my spiritual path right now. Getting the knack of catching ourselves and gently, compassionately walking on the path, she says, is the path of a spiritual warrior. So, I have been inspired, and perhaps you too might need some inspiration these days. I turned and saw this highlighted in my book. She says, "We can make ourselves miserable, or we can make ourselves strong. The amount of effort is the same." Boy, that really hits home, doesn't it? So I'm reminded in that right now I am creating my state of mind for tomorrow, maybe even the next week, next year, and maybe even for the rest of my life. So I'm going to take a picture of that highlighted page and put it on my fridge so I don't forget. Dear self, don't let me forget that we can make ourselves miserable or we can make ourselves strong. The amount of effort is the same. My resilience comes from accepting that change and challenge and chaos is always present. And as Thich Nhat Hanh taught, the large reality is that we are a part of, even in the worst of days, something that is magnificent, full of miracles, full of love, full of possibility. We are in relationship with this life, and in so doing, we are in relationship with each other. Thich Nhat Hanh says, the miracle is not to walk on water. The miracle is to walk on the green earth in the present moment, to appreciate the peace and the beauty that are available right now. And I'm going to try to remember that and manifest that sense of seeing beauty and the miracles around me each day. So I shared this personal struggle with you today because I know I am not the only one. There are many who are struggling these days. We each are carrying a heavy load. And if your response to the question was like mine, the response of, how is it with your soul? I want to ask you to pause and listen to these words by Reverend Ashley Horan. She says, take a deep breath, say a prayer, sing a song, light your chalice, and feel the force of gravity pulling you to your center. And as that song said, we are rooted deep, deep down. May we be reminded that we are rooted and less alone. Once you feel that rootedness and connection, hear this in your head and in your heart. You are loved beyond belief. You are enough. You are precious. Your work and your life matter, and you are not alone. You are part of a greater we. You come from a great cloud of witnesses, both living and dead, who have insisted that this beautiful, broken world of ours is a blessing, worthy of both deep gratitude and fierce protection. And our ancestors who are behind us and around us, and our descendants are in front of us, are beckoning us, and they are compelling us for more connection, for more compassion, for greater commitment to each other and to the earth. Together, we are resilient, and we are resourceful enough to say yes to that call and to make it your life's work in 1,000 different ways, knowing that we can do no other than bind ourselves more tightly together and throw ourselves into the holy work of showing up again and again to be a part of building that world in which we dream of, but we have not yet seen. I say yes to this, for this is a life-saving message, and for me, this is the grounding of my Unitarian Universalist faith. And remembering to see the chrysalis and to see the light of the sun rising in the sky, and to remember that I will let my children go and experience this world no matter how hard it is, that my spiritual practice grounds me in living each day. And that is my prayer for all of us, that you find your sources of resilience and you practice the spiritual practice that fortify your hearts. Maybe there's a book on your bookshelf that you highlighted 30 years ago. Maybe there's a poem that when you read it, it makes your heart sing. Maybe there's a little bit of dancing when nobody's watching. Maybe it's writing a song and singing it on your guitar. I pray for you that you find moments of peace and joy and beauty in your day, not all the days, all day long, but moments where you can say, yes, this is life. May it be so, and may you walk blessed with this joy. Amen. We're going to sing I Know I Can, number 1015, in the teal hymnal if you want the music, and the lyrics will be up here. Please rise in body or voice as we join together in song.
Dark with storms and burdens weigh my heart, though troubles wait at every turn, I know I can go on. The sorrow heals my soul, burdens make me strong, though troubles wait at every turn, I know I can go on. My sister in my heart, my brother in my song, I can go on. And though the journey is long, the destination is near. Though troubles wait at every turn, I know I can go on. So brothers, take my hand, and sisters, sing my song. When hope awaits at every turn, I know we will go on.
Thank you. So the closing words today are a reprise. Take a deep breath, say a prayer, sing a song, dance in the kitchen, light your chalice when you need it, and feel the force of gravity pulling us all towards the same center. Do whatever it is that helps you feel more rooted and less alone, and do it again and again and again. And Asa, come on up.
As our chalice is extinguished this morning, we extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world until we are together again. Thank you, Asa. As we all know, we are outgrowing our fellowship hall these days. For families with children, please know that our family-friendly fellowship and snacks are upstairs in room 214. You can reach it by the back stairs or the elevator. And then after this service today for second hour activities, we have circle songs. Heard that's a lot of fun. And then, let's see. Next week, please join us again as Reverend Christina and Lindsay Cattle LaPointe are here for their sermon message called Why Are You You? And let's see, did you have something, Peter?
Good morning. So Emerson will be hosting the first in a series of uplifting events, Rise Up and Sing.
It's hard to turn on that mic.
All right, sorry. Good morning. Emerson will be hosting the first in a series of uplifting events, Rise Up and Sing, an evening of songs for justice, on Saturday, November 8th. This event, standing in for our fall Waldo's Coffee House, will be bringing in singers and performers from our community and other UU congregations. We need volunteers for various activities, and I will be available immediately following the service here in front for anyone who'd like to speak to me about this. Thank you.
So yeah, make sure you check the back of your order of service for second hour activities. And as our service ends, go and... Oh, wait, one more announcement, hold on.
Sorry, one last quick announcement. On Saturday at 1 o'clock is our Pinewood Derby. So this is for anyone who has a Pinewood Derby car to come in and race. It's going to be at the Mormon congregation, their building down on Holt Road. You are all welcome. And in addition to that, there's also, there's a competition of Pinewood Derby cars, and there's a competition for make your own ice cream. So if anyone has any homemade ice cream they can bring to enter in the competition, it will be more than welcome. I also don't want to brag, but I will probably win. Just throwing it out there. So hope to see y'all there.
Yes, and also a reminder that in the Justice Room 103 there will be a class on AA, UU. Did I just self-disclose? Well, you got a problem with alcohol? You can talk to me. Not so anonymous. I did not intend that. Anyway, it will be a class for those who are looking to join Emerson and those who are interested in our history and our leaders here and the things that we're offering today. It's in room 103. Thanks.
Any other announcements anybody has? Okay, I think we're good now. Thanks again for joining us this week. It was wonderful to see everybody. Go now in peace and take peace wherever you go. Oh, wait a minute. I was wrong. Laura has something.
Sorry to keep you. I've been asked many times to make this announcement, and every time I forget. The second Saturday of every month, there is an event called Universal Dances of Peace, or Dances for Universal Peace. It's been happening ever since the 60s, and it's when a bunch of people get together. They're strangers. They leave as friends. They gather in a circle, and they do what is called prayer in motion, which is teaching people how to do a very simple dance, sing a very simple song, and it's raised to the universe in vibrations of peace. And in this kind of time, it fits directly with Reverend Christina's message. And everybody is welcome. It's a free event. It's on Sandy Springs at the big Universal Church there. Unity Church on Sandy Springs. So if you can attend, please do. It's at 4:30.
All right, thank you. Go now in peace and take peace wherever you go.